Hello YouTube. Today I want to show you how to fully import a HotS model into StarCraft 2. There is yttrium's video about it, and that's where I learned how to do it myself, but it isn't quite complete. So I decided to make a video on how to import a more difficult model into StarCraft 2. So let's begin. You're gonna need a blank map, and you also notice that that's the common MPQ editor. You're gonna need both of those, and I'm gonna assume you already know what these programs are. So let's begin. Let's open up the Heroes of the Storm files. By the way, forgive me for my German translation of Windows and the StarCraft 2 editor. It would have been too much of an effort to just set that to English, just for the sake of this video. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do the Diablo Prime skin from HotS, and you'll see why I picked exactly this model for the sake. It's always a bit tedious to search for the files, but once you get them, we can proceed. There's the base one, but we're more looking for the Prime skin from Diablo 3. There it is. Let's extract that. I'm just gonna make a new folder just for the sake of this video. There we go. Okay. There it is. Let's open up the map and import it. I'm gonna assume you already know how to import stuff. Find the file, import it, and let's organize this more neatly. I always do it like this. Slight screw up there. There we go. So we need to save this because otherwise the models don't get applied. Let's open up the cutscene editor. You see why in just a moment. And go to files and search for your newly imported file. In this case, Diablo. Find it, and you see it has neither textures nor any animations. It's just a white body standing in a very weird posture. We're gonna fix that step by step, and we're gonna start with the textures. So, right click on that entry, and this one says view model data in English. Click that, and yeah, go to the materials folder, and there you can see all the textures that this hero model needs. You're gonna have to look into every one of these folders. In this case, I'm lucky, and these are all the same, so I only have to import one set. So let's search for all of these textures. There they are. A very lucky find. We don't need the variation, but if you're gonna import the variations of the model, you of course need them. But you can always look them up the same way I just did. We'll need that PBR texture as well. Just search for it, and there we go. Extract all of that. and we're good to go. Just to check, these are identical, so I don't have to search anew. So just import all of those and just import the textures, all of those. Very nice. It's gonna throw an error at this point, but a quick save will fix that. It's not a big deal. Organize it like this. For some weird reason, it has to be in this file structure. It doesn't matter where the models are located, but the textures do have to be in the location assets textures. I don't know why, but it otherwise won't work. So let's do that. And if we now open the cutscene editor again, we will find that it doesn't work yet. So just to demonstrate, we're gonna search for the model. And yeah, it doesn't have any textures. Let's just close the document for now. It's okay. That's a blank map, and it doesn't have that model. That's okay. Just reopen that map and close the cutscene editor beforehand. Let's open up the cutscene editor again. It's loading forever. Search for it. It's always faster to just type in the name. There we go, it's somehow missing. Just double check if there are any textures missing, but I don't think there are. No. It's a weird bug from the cutscene editor. But I'm sure the model is will be visible in a few moments. So I didn't miss any textures, no. Just to make sure, because it's really frustrating to wonder why the model doesn't work, doesn't show up if there's a texture missing. Because then you can work all day and really don't get anything out of it. So we just make sure we have everything imported. And like I said, it's just a bug. Let's delete that, and yeah, there it is. It's just standing there, but at least it does have some textures now. So part 1 is done now. And this is where yttrium's video ended. So up until this point you can just watch yttrium's video. It's much more compact and very well explained. But the tricky part is beginning now. We're gonna have to give this model animation. So for that sake, we're gonna have to create 2 data editor entries. Let's begin by making a model entry. Just create a new one and call it Diablo, or whatever you want. You can name it unicorn, you can name it pizza, anything you like. Actually, it'll be much easier if you just copy an existing model. Just I always choose the Zealot for some reason, I don't know, but it's a lot easier. You don't have to set up all the other parameters. You can just roll with it. It's for the sake of this tutorial, this will suffice. Otherwise, if you know better, you can just change the model path like this. So we don't want it to look like that Zealot, we want it to look like our Diablo. There it is. Hit OK, and that's okay for now. We're gonna return to this one. Hit save, so it will get applied to our map. And now we're gonna make an actor. Again, just copy an existing one, that's much easier. Slight screw up. Yeah, you need to set you can just take the zealot and duplicate it. That's a lot easier. Yeah, just copy. Everything's fine. We only want the actor, nothing else. And we're gonna name it Diablo, or again, whatever you like. You can name it Rainbow or whatever else. And we're gonna find the model entries in this file, and we're gonna change those to Diablo. Of course, we want the in-game model to look like Diablo. So we're gonna find that and copy that into all relevant places. That one isn't one of those because that's the portrait. We're gonna need that one. Yeah, that's grayed out. So these are all relevant fields of that file, and we can hit save. So what is that good for? First of all, we're just gonna create a model to represent our model in the map. It's always nice if you can just put your work into the map. So rename that to Diablo. Again, it's just a copied zealot. So that's all fine. We don't really need it to be anything special. We just want a unit to paint our actor on. Change that unit to Diablo just to give it that actor, and there we go. So we can now put our Diablo into the map. Yet it still doesn't have any animation. But we'll get to that now. You're gonna head into the task editor once again. You'll see there is an animation, but it really doesn't do anything, and there's only one of it. So we'll have to import those. Now we're gonna search for Diablo's animations. Just hit type in Diablo again, and good luck finding that Diablo model. Again, I always have my troubles with it, but once I find it, there we go. And now you'll find there is our Diablo Prime model that we just exported, and if you look 2 entries down below, you're gonna find 3. You're gonna find a file called Diablo Prime required anims. That sounds a lot like anything we're looking for. So we're gonna import that as well. And reorganize it. Looks good. And hit save. And now our hard work in the data editor will pay off. I'm just gonna delete that for now so it doesn't bug out. And we're gonna head into the model tab. So, and this is where, this is where it gets tricky. This one says in English, animations in brackets required. And that sounds a lot like a field we're gonna change. So we're gonna head into it and change what was originally for the zealot to our Diablo animations. This is where our required animus file goes in. Hit save and watch. Ta-da! It now has animations. And to prove that it has all of the Heroes of the Storm animations, we're gonna head into the cutscene editor once again in just a moment. And you can see this field here in the bottom right has changed a lot, like quite substantially. And it now has an animation that actually plays. So and we can give it any animation there is in Heroes of the Storm. For example, let it dance. And you will find, if you play Heroes of the Storm, that this is exactly the dance from that Diablo skin in Heroes of the Storm. We can also make it channel, for example. Oh, there we go. This is, for example, if you pay the pirate on Blackheart's Bay or capture a tower on Towers of Doom. This is the W Stomp animation, for example, and so on. You can give it any animation you want. And from there on, you can also give the actor proper animation responses. You just have to do it yourself. And yeah, we win, we didn't play any. But there we go, there's Diablo from Heroes of the Storm with animations. Have a nice one.